What is going on, everybody? It has been a while. So after, in case you guys didn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't, but I released the last ever vision that I would be editing and producing. Well, I wouldn't say last ever, but definitely for a very long time. You know, there a lot of things would have to happen in order for me to come back, and basically, it more or less, it's the last vision that I'll ever produce, which is sad. Yes, I got home today from vacation, took 3 days off, went to California, walked around Disneyland. I'll tell you guys about that. I'm saving a lot of those stories for the Flycast, and just kind of relaxed, came back, watched the vision again, and got sad again, but it does mean pretty big things for myself personally, and those of you that are interested in my personal content. Going to be setting a stream and upload schedule for the weeks, and also I have time to focus on other personal things like apparel. Definitely have TST stuff coming out, collaborations, definitely going to be collaborating with a lot of people, and personal projects like, you know, one-off documentaries or big scale documentaries, basically anything. The world is my sandbox right now, and that feels really, really good. Hope you guys do enjoy what is to come. And I guess I tweeted out a while ago that I was going to record a Q&A video, because I'm sure I figured people had some sort of like post-vision Qs, and then hopefully I could give some post-vision A's. Let's jump right into that. I don't know if it's gonna go as planned, but the first and foremost, Ocean Music says, who was your favorite producer to use for Vision beats? And if you guys don't know, I used Ocean all of season 3 and all of season 4, and he's legitimately one of the hardest working small producers like ever, like on YouTube. I found him luckily looking through different style beats, and I have literally used, I would say 95% of the music that you've seen over the past year and a half have all been Ocean beats, and he is just incredible. Please go check him out, and you'll probably remember a lot of the tracks from different visions. So my man Glitch says, do you ever think about trying to branch out with people you play video games with? With the people you play video games with, examples. Oh, collabing, more or less. Yes, definitely. It's something that I really, really want to do. I want to play, you know, Fortnite with different people. I want to play other games, Call of Duty, maybe Call of Duty with some of the Optic guys. And I want to play like some sort of co-op game I'm trying to convince Nick to play Portal 2, basically, is what I'm getting at. I feel like people would love that. Nick and I roasting each other because we can't get past rooms in Portal. I don't know. I feel like it would be fun. Keith says, if you could rewind time and go to a full Scuff House, would you? Absolutely. Not even a question asked. Probably the best times of my entire life were with the Scuff House. You had Seth, Ian, Formal, myself, Nick, Pomage, Big Timer, Hex was always over there, Flame, Bose. I mean, but even other times you had Ace there. You had, you know, like people visiting like Blake or all the Halo team, or even the early Halo team. Like a full Scuff House, there was always stuff going on, and the content that we could get there was just amazing. Yeah, I would definitely go back. Ripple Shock with the 100 Thieves logo, as this Abby said, if you could work with another team besides Optic and the choice was yours, what team would you choose? I'm assuming he's talking about esports. Mine would probably have to be Cloud9. I always thought their stuff was amazing, and I liked their Call of Duty team at one point, and I really am a huge Mango fan, so I think it would have to be Cloud9. Ricky said, where was Karma's part in Vision? I already answered this in my last video and in my on my stream, but Damon wasn't available for interviews due to like contract reasons, so we weren't able to interview Damon. Really sucks, but I know that he was able to talk a little bit about it in one of his streams, and I don't know if he's talked about it since, but Really does suck that I wasn't able to get a Damon or formal interview, but it is what it is. That's why I was stressing so much that final week, just because I wanted to end it right, and I literally tried. I did the best I could with what I had. Matt says, what is your next big project? On the same topic, are you still up for doing the Halo documentary? The Halo documentary would definitely be a dream of mine. I'd love to take like 6 to 9 months on a project. I've never worked on something that long. The longest I've ever worked on a project is probably my Edit My Life video. I worked for like 3 weeks on that. And some visions, I took like a full week and a half to do it. So I think it would be amazing to work on a Halo doc. That's always been my dream. Other things that I've kind of thought about were like going to this $2 million PUBG tournament. I feel like people would be really interested in that. And possibly something around Hook. This is gonna be weird if he hears this, because I've never even like talked to him like that before. But I feel like people would just like, he's got such an insane story when it comes to esports. I feel like people would be interested in stuff like that. I don't know. I like old school esports. Like if I talk about anything Call of Duty related, it's going to be like interviewing Big Timer or Sharp or Ego or like different people like that. Like we're going way back, and regardless of whatever I do. Dylan says, what do you think about the new COD roster? I think they're lethal. I knew they were when we picked them up. And I knew they also, on top of that, I knew they were going to be hilarious. The vibes were going to be super strong. I've known Sam and Zinni for a long time, and they've always been super chill and really nice to me. And so I knew it was going to be not only a good ass team, but really funny, which I always think in terms of content. So they're going to be great. Riggy, will you bring out your own merch and clothing? Yes, definitely will. I'm working on some stuff with the merch team over at Infinite, and oh man, the stuff that we are cooking up is so sick. Unfortunately, it's not like a super quick turnaround item or items. So we're trying to work on something that we can turn around really quick, and even that I'm really excited about. I don't know, just be prepared, it's coming. Austin said, favorite optic moment and your favorite esport. My favorite optic moment it's gotta be the champs win. It just has to be. It was just an amazing moment, 3 years in the making, and just so much went into that one moment. It's the only time I've ever like teared up while shooting. Like I was shooting, and it was that last uplink, and I realized they were going to win because there was no coming back. And the tears didn't drop. Don't get me wrong. The tears didn't drop down my face, but they were in there somewhere. RGS Nation says, what's your favorite place to go to in the Outer Banks? If you guys don't know where the Outer Banks is where my mom lives. So other than my mom's house to see my mama, I would have to say this place called Kill Devil Grill. I know a lot of you guys don't even care about that, but if you're ever there, it's amazing. Austin says, what does your mom think about your quote-unquote retirement? What have you told her? It's not a retirement, first of all. I'm just doing something else. Not gonna, pull a Nick and use as an excuse to sleep all day. I'm gonna, my mom was happy. I actually didn't even tell her prior to putting it out there. But she watches all my stuff, and she knows how like rough the past couple months have been, and especially the toll it's taken on me. So I think she's just happy that I was able to just kind of let go of everything and just do me. And anybody that's close to me I feel like feels the same way. They're just glad that I'm a little bit less stressed nowadays. Curve says, to you, how do you believe you're the most impactful while your time on Optic? Big fan. Trying to figure out how to word this. I hope he doesn't mind me telling you, but afterwards, after the vision was released, Mixwell DM'd me and said, like, if you ever need anything, like, let me know. And also, like, thank you for helping me, like, unravel on camera. I was a shy kid, and Vision helped me grow a lot. And I feel like that's one of the things that I was able to do. I felt like I know the fans really, really well, possibly you know, the most out of anyone except for Hex. I feel like I was able to do a pretty good job of introducing fans to the players and players to the fans, and kind of, you know, mold that together. You know, I'm not going to say my videography was the best or even vision or storytelling, like none of that. I felt like I did a good job, you know, to pat myself on the back of making what I always wanted to exist happen, which is not just the Call of Duty team related to the fans, not just Nadeshot and Scump making videos, but kind of bringing the fans and all of Optic and kind of meshing them together in a pretty cool way. So that's probably, if that makes any sense. Reload says favorite part about being in Optic, definitely the fans and the family feel with the people that, you know, I've lived and worked with for 3 to 4 years. Liam says, if you had to fight one member in Optic, who would it be? It would be Nick, and I would beat his ass. Rain Nick says, what was your favorite moment at the Scuff House? It's got to be the entirety of the Eat the Banana night. I peaked that night. That was the best night of my human life. Spro Callie says, who would you like to see Nick go out with? Karuchi. Nick deserves Karuchi. Travis says, favorite Lil Dicky song? Mine has always been Russell Westbrook on a Farm, but if you don't count that because it wasn't on an album or a single, technically it was just like a freestyle one-off, I would say The Antagonist Part 2 has always been my favorite. So, all right, last question. Cosalts, do you think that Optic will dive back into Halo, or what's the next esport for Optic in your opinion? I doubt that Optic will go back into Halo from what I understand, and I don't know if there is another esport for Optic, because from how I understand it is that Optic, Allegiance, and Obey can't be, that no three of them can be in the same esport because they're all owned by the same company, I believe. So I think that Optic is maxed out on esports from my understanding. I'm not sure. That's just what I think about that's just my understanding of the situation. So, but that is going to do it. Thank you guys. I'm gripping these curves. I love my brother, my first. I fly like a bird.